Hello, welcome to Perfectly Twisted. Dave,
Hey, yes.
let's go Dodgers. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. I got my jersey on.
Oh, look at that. You do. You have
Yes,
an LA Dodger.
let's
Good
go.
deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I've got my
All right.
bats up.
I love it.
In my background.
I see it.
Halloween is in effect. Dodgers are going to win. Life is
Oh my
good.
gosh. Oh my gosh. They don't do anything easy, Nicole. I know, this isn't a baseball show, but nothing's ever easy. I just want them to win 10-0 and leave it like that. But they always let the other team back in it. We can't get the last few outs. Yesterday, I'm running around looking for a bottle of whiskey to finish off the last couple innings. And I'm like, there's not even real whiskey here. There's like the whiskey with the honey in it. I'm like, what's this? Like, I couldn't even get the right whiskey. It was very frustrating.
What's your favorite whiskey? What's your go-to?
You know what? It's whatever people give me. People always bring me whiskey. I think that's a thing to bring guys whiskey. So I think I have a bunch of bottles of Jack in there right now, and there's a Buffalo Trace, and there's other
like
ones.
A gentleman. Do you drink Gentleman's?
Yeah, Gentleman's Jack. Yeah, whatever's there. That's what I don't know.
Taylor Jerry.
Yeah. But yeah, literally running around like almost out of the bottle, just taking shots and I don't drink like that. I'm just not a big drinker. But I was so nervous last night that I was like, oh my goodness, like you guys don't do anything easy for me. And that was only game one. They have to win 13 games to be World Series champs again. And so they got game one out of the way against the Reds as we do the show right now. Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah.
But everybody's pretty confident they're going to take it again tonight, right? Like,
yeah. So if they win tonight, they eliminate the Reds. They move on to play the Phillies this weekend, and then whoever wins the Phillies Dodger series will be the World Series champs. I think that's my opinion. Those are the two best teams.
It would be amazing if we were two-time champs.
I got a kid across the street that plays for the Boston Red Sox, and his family is all in. I'm rooting for that kid too, and so, but it's pretty neat to have a kid directly across the street that plays for the Red Sox.
Okay, change the subject here. So my kid has to take the elevator at school, and she's horrified, right? Like, because her broken leg, she's on crutches. She's horrified. She thinks she's going to be known as the girl on crutches. Like, just life at a 14-year-old, first year of high school. She's mortified, right? And they're giving her a hard time. The staff is giving her a hard time about using the elevator.
Why?
Because they're assholes. So I had to make a call to the school, and it got to the vice principal, and he gave me a call yesterday. So he's going to call Keegan into his office today. And I didn't want to tell her because she was she would die. So I just told her, like, he wants to meet you, and so that you guys can have a name with the face, and you can pop in his office anytime you need anything. And I was like, these are the people you want to be friends with. So if he stops you and talks to you, like, get to know him. And so, but I had to drop her off this morning. It was like, I was like, do I tell her she's going to get called out of class to the principal's office? I mean, but so I'm kind of laughing inside.
You know what? I don't think any kid wants to take the elevator. No kid wants to be different.
No.
Because as soon as you get off that elevator, get on it, people are going to look at you. And she's a freshman. There's so many things that aren't cool about her having to do it. Yet the school to give her a hard time about it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that was my point. And I let it go on for a little while, thinking it would get better, and it wasn't. And I said to them, they've left her sitting there like 15 minutes sometimes. And I said, she's been tempted to take the stairs. And let me tell you something: if she takes the stairs and something goes wrong, you're gonna have a crazy lawsuit on your hand. And they were like, yeah, absolutely, we don't want her on the stairs. I was like, well, then something needs to be done. So anyways, Keegan's getting called into the principal's office today.
Dude, when she gets called in, does the class still go, ooh? Remember that?
I don't know, right? She's going to be mortified. But I want her to meet him. I want her to get out of your comfort zone. Let's do this.
Good. Yeah. Good deal.
Okay, we've got a fantastic guest today. I'm so excited. She's legend. She is one of my faves, and yours too, right?
Yes, my favorite.
I think maybe the show's coming back. Teresa seems to be saying it, but it's our powerhouse in pigtails. It is our stylish queen, Margaret Josephs.
Oh my God. I am so thrilled to be here. I'm Perfectly Twisted. I am here with Nicole, Legend, Dave. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We've been so excited.
Oh my God. Thank you. I'm so flattered. Thank you.
I don't fangirl out that much.
Oh my God. Well, the blondes have to stick together,
But it's like you're the only one with style. We
Oh,
have
thank
you and we have Dorit, and Dorit is just like her style is bought, like she just pays for her style. But you are like it's in your blood. Like
Thank you that you see that, because by the way, sometimes people don't get it. You know, I'm a maximalist. I love print. I mix it. You know, thank you for seeing that.
Oh, I look up to it. I praise it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You get a hard time. Do people give you a hard time for your glasses, for your frames? Because I get
by the way, I was going to ask you when I just saw those frames, I was like, I must have those because I love oversized frames. I always wear very big frames.
These are JINS, JINS. They're in my local mall, and
I'm ordering them right away because I love them.
Love them. Here they do them in 30 minutes. So I walk in and I pick a frame and they do my lens. They have my prescription on file, and I walk around the mall. 30 minutes later, they have them for me. So they're fantastic.
People are like, you look like a bug. You look crazy. They're too big for your face. I was like, no, I love oversized sunglasses, glasses. I love them to cover my face. They remind me of the 70s because, you know, as a little girl in the 70s, whatever it was, everybody wore those big sunglasses. I have such a nostalgia for that style then. And I just think they look so chic. I love big glasses.
Right? They're an accessory. Yeah. If you have to wear glasses, don't try to like wear frames that you can't see.
No, exactly. I love big sunglasses. They're like my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, I get called like manly. I get called like you look stupid and lose the frames. Like we can't see your face.
Magnificent on you. First of all, you're so chic. I was saying, to Lexi, with your short hair, and I know you have to do it, but it looks so fabulous. If I could cut my hair like that to have a face like yours that you could wear.
I bet you could.
I don't know. You know, I'm going to give you guys a little secret that no one knows yet on the interweb. I fixed my nose ever so slightly 5 weeks ago. I was in LA and I never thought I had a big nose. You have to have the right nose to have short hair like that. And I was in LA because when I was smiling, I realized after I lost some weight, I was smiling, my tip was dropping. I was like, what's going on in America? When I was younger, my tip never would drop. And I'd be like smiling. And all of a sudden I was like, and then all of a sudden my tip would fall. I was like, what's happening? But I didn't want to really look different. And I found a doctor in LA, this guy, Dr. Modiki, and I was looking at his noses. I interviewed like 3 or 4 people. I went to New York. I was all over the place, but I didn't want like a scoop. I didn't want to look different. I didn't want to have a whole thing. So I was hibernating in the Beverly Hills Hotel, by the way, for 8 days. And I did my nose. And I was like, maybe I could wear my hair short because it's chic. I want a style. I don't want to look like everybody else with my hair down to my vagina with extensions. That's a ridiculous look.
It's ridiculous and it's unhealthy and it's annoying. This is the one of the blessings that came from my cancer is that I don't have to do my hair anymore. Like I just wake up like this.
It looks like so stylish and chic. It's like so sophisticated, you know, and it's like, I love it.
It cut so much time out of my schedule of getting ready. Like it, and all I have to do is like brush it and like put some stuff in it and it looks slicked and, I look, you
look put together. You look great. I mean, I look like Chicken Little when I wake up. I mean, this is a fake pun, but that's okay. I always say who Joe goes to bed with is not who he wakes up with. Poor guy.
Well, you know, with the nose, I think with age. So I was having this conversation with my daughter, my youngest, the other day. Earlobes and nose keep growing.
That's what it is. Thank God I started out with very little ears. But my nose, I was like, I never had a bad nose. I was looking at pictures when I was younger, but as I was getting older, the tip was dropping. I was like, screw that, I'm fixing it. So you can't even tell. By the way, no one could tell. No. I was out last night with friends. I was like, can you not tell? Do I not look like? They're like, no. I was like, all right, fine. It's actually kind of funny. My kids can't tell.
But you can tell.
Oh, I could tell. Lexi said she had to change the filter that she uses on my pictures because my pictures I used to be Hollywood too. And that would fix my nose. So my nose never looked bad in a picture. It would just slightly fix it. She can't use it anymore because it makes my nose look too small. I was like, hallelujah.
Oh my God. Do you know I've never used a filter? I don't even know. I've never used one.
You're natural beauty.
Well, do you know what I feel like? I always felt like this when I was younger too. I was always honest about my age because it was very in to lie about your age, like in the 80s and 90s, right? And I was always like, no, I'm not going to lie because if I say I'm younger, they're going to be like, you know, So I was always like, I want to be proud so that they go, oh, you look good for your age, or like, because if I say I'm younger, then and I look older, this isn't working out. So it's the same with the filters. I don't want people to see me in person and go, oh, because I don't Botox or fillers or anything. I don't do
Well, I'm
any of
going to
it.
tell you, skin also looks great. Jesus, that you don't do anything. You look unbelievable.
Well, I'm a product junkie. Like I'm a skincare product junkie. I all day long, every morning, every night, all day. I just constantly do skincare because I feel like skincare is so good these days, and it's
It
the
is.
only thing I can do, right? Like,
Your skin's glowing. What's your favorite thing?
oh, I'm obsessed with anything Korean. So everything, none of my stuff has instructions in English. So I kind of do I do a lot of guessing with a lot of the products, but like thick, heavy exfoliators, I'm big into that. I stab myself with this, this needle, this round needle thing.
Yes, like a little
like
micro
bleeding. Yeah, I'm bleeding and putting collagen and elixirs in it, and so I'll send you a picture after this of my table. It's really ridiculous. It looks like a store.
No, that's important. No, Korean beauty is very important with the skincare. Korean women have the most gorgeous skin, so you're definitely absolutely true.
They do, but I think that's in their genetics too. But what I love about Korean skincare is that they're so much more conscious of their ingredients. Where here in America, it's like you have to be careful. Like there's a toxic one placed next to a healthy one, and you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, you don't know what's coming or going. It's true.
Right.
Well, I mean, I wish I could say I did. I mean, listen, I've had a facelift. I did my eyes twice, but I needed it. You know what I'm saying? I happen to have good skin, but I mean, I was starting to look Sharpay. But so I was like, I had
here for it. And I remember when you did, there was one at least that I saw, and I was like, you picked the best doctor. They did a great job. Like I'm so for it.
Yeah, I don't like when you don't look like yourself. I never want to change the way I look. I just want to look like a refreshed version of my younger self, right? That's what I don't want to look. I don't want to change the way I look. I don't want everyone to morph into a Kardashian, which so many people want to do.
These young girls, they're going to regret this. They're going to regret. What are they going to do with their bums, Margaret?
Oh, I know. Like it's funny. I want to look like myself. I don't want this huge. I never had a huge, big ass. I don't want a huge, big ass. You had the wishful figure. People always but that wasn't me. I had some meat on my butt. I had huge boobs, but then they went south, so I got a reduction. But it's like I'm not going to fill my butt up more.
And the butt is very hard to fix. Okay.
Yes.
So like mine, it was very round. And it is not anymore. It has deflated. And it is no longer my best feature. And I talked to a doctor about it, and he's like, there's really like nothing we can do, because I don't want to put, I don't want to put stuff in it. So all these young women, when they take those implants out, they're going to be really like, fucked. They're going to
be the skin's going to be loose and everything else. I said, I've morphed into like, an older Upper East Side woman. That's what I said. I go, now I could be like Upper East Side crazy Auntie Mame kind of,
Love it.
I was just like young, voluptuous, like crazy sex kitten. That's what I say to Joe. I go, now my body's like, Upper East Side, Auntie Mame type of person. He's like, I don't know. He goes, I like the girl with the big boobs and the big butt. I was like, ciao. I go, they used to fall on your face. My nipples were size of cheeseburgers. I go, not for me.
Yeah. I know. I just had my boobs done. And I'm such a hypocrite because I got implants. But they can always be removed. Yeah. I still wanted boobs after my mastectomy.
Yes.
Some women don't, and that's awesome. I wish I was one of them, but I just love boobs. So I got these really cute new little boobs that I'm obsessed with. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Listen, they're the right size and they're good for clothes. It's just, it fits your body, and then you have to do what's good for your body and what fits your body.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they give me problems, or I feel like at any time, I can always just pop them out.
Exactly.
How's your mom?
Oh, Marge Singer's fantastic. She's great. Thank God. She just turned 79. I'm very lucky because she's very healthy. She's very on the ball. I always say 2 on the ball. It gives me a run for my money. She's so cute. She did a campaign that's going to come out. She got her own like little gig, which was so cute.
What's it for?
It's for a candle line. I don't know I don't know if I could say right now. It's yeah, I guess I could, because I think it's going to air soon for a holiday campaign. Hotel lobby candle. I don't know if it's going to be a surprise or not. I probably just screw up, but she's like this gorgeous Upper East Side woman, and her hair is so glamorous, and she just fits it. She's cute. She's like a little older influencer, and she did work for Joe. She was the bookkeeper for his apartments that he owns. So she's doing great. Thank you for asking. She's I'm very blessed. She lives down the street, and I get to spend a lot of time with her. We're on the phone every day, 5 times a day. I see her all the time. We have a great relationship. She's great.
I love that, because I hope that's how me and Keegan, my youngest,
yes,
I hope
you absolutely will be.
Goals. Yeah.
I'm very, very lucky. Listen, I was raised by a crazy single mother. Mothers and daughters have like very interesting relationships, right?
Yes. Because it's best friends. Like, we can fight, and then 2 seconds later, it's like, can I come and cuddle? Or like, can we do this? Can we go to the mall? Yeah. So we scream at each other, and then we hug.
That's what I was saying. I scream in Marge Singer's face, and the next minute we're like, oh, what are we doing for dinner? Where are we going? I know Joe's always like, girls, relax, and I'm like, she makes me crazy, and then I'm like, oh, my mother has to come with us,
Yeah, because it's unconditional. It's
absolutely
everything.
The best relationship.
So let's talk housewives for a minute. I have a question. Do you think Teresa, because you know her, I don't, I've never met the woman. Do you think she's honest right now about, like, what is your take on her saying that she's going to make up with, she's open to making up with Melissa and Joe? Or is it just Joe?
I think it's very convenient timing.
Very convenient.
That's, that's just my feeling. It's very convenient timing. It's, we've had quite a long time since we've last filmed. 2 years, actually. We've been off the air for a year, but it's 2 years since we last filmed.
Oh.
And it's been 3 years since her wedding.
Okay.
So there's been quite a bit of time for a reconciliation. So I just feel,
storyline.
To me, it doesn't seem very genuine, but I always, I never want families to be apart, but I just feel like it's interesting timing to me when there's buzz about the show.
Well, I watched something where she said she's filming, and I was like, well,
I mean,
okay.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I heard her say that.
I don't know what she's filming. She was on Special Forces. I do want to say one thing about her, about Special Forces. I could never do that show.
No,
they would never ask me to do that show. I didn't even want to say this out loud. I watched the clip of her, and even though we have no relationship, and our relationship, whatever we had ended with, was not pleasant, it upset me watching it, about the way she was spoken to and everything else. And I didn't like it, and I felt sick about it, because I was so empathetic to the fact is that the way she was treated. So I was like so sad when I watched it. It was hard for me to watch it, truthfully. But I give her credit because she does have such strength, her and Gia, to even do that show. Because I was like, that's insane.
It's an insane show. So many people came to me and were like, you should do that show. You'd be so good on that show. And I was like, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't, you don't need to be spoken to that way. I would have walked right off. I would have been like, what are you, crazy? The way you're stupid, you're this, that. I was like, no. I would have been like, I am not doing that show.
On the first episode this season, they stop the bus. They all get off the bus, and then they make them lay down, face down on the ground, and then they put the black hoods on them. But I saw one of them grab one of the women by the hair.
Oh,
and she had a ponytail. She had a ponytail in, and when he let go, the rubber band, it was all loose. And I was like, he seriously grabbed her, because if you grab a ponytail and you move that rubber band, that it's force. And I was like,
and that hurts.
I don't like that. I didn't like that for a second.
At this point in my life, what do I want to subject myself to that for? I'm never going to be in Special Forces. I'm not going into the armed services. That I could probably outrun most people in high heels, but that's about it. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? That's just not something. I don't want to be abused. I have nothing to prove in life.
There's some people on there, Cody, that I'm happy to see get treated like this. Maybe he needs a little adjusting, like maybe he needs a little like boot camp.
Yes.
So in
Yes.
some instances, it's rewarding, and I think they need it, and it'll be beneficial. But for women, like God,
Yeah,
no.
as much as I have have no relationship with her and our ship has sailed, I could not watch her be treated that way.
Yeah, it's because
and there's no love lost between us, but I couldn't watch it.
yeah, because you're a good human.
I try.
Most well, I mean, either you are or you aren't.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Right.
Would you want to go back to do the show? Like if
Of
it
course.
came back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the right, with the right friendship, it is about friends and it is about moving forward. I'd love to go back with my friends. I enjoyed it very much. I think at the end it got dark. I'd love for it to be petty drama, fun stuff, insulting people's Christmas decorations. I'd love to keep it light. And it is really about friends. Like when I got on the show, I just think it took a turn that went south, and I think we'd have to reinvent it a little, a more fun, shady Jersey, as opposed to, I'm not about private investigators and all that craziness. That I don't want. If it has to be that level, that's not for me. What
would be your ideal cast?
I mean, I don't want to get yelled at. The people I get along with. And some new people, the people I get, and we all know who I don't get along with. So I don't want to actually say the names, but, obviously I'm close with Melissa, Dolores, Rachel, people like that who I am close with, and some new people, Jen Fessler is my friend, people who I have relationships with, the authentic, and mix some new people. I love to have new people around, and and Danielle. I love Danielle, obviously. Just whoever we can get in there who can have a good time and bring the shade. People love sarcasm. I think they don't always get my sarcasm.
Margaret, we talk about housewives all the time on the show. Like we spend a segment every single Perfectly Twisted show talking about housewives.
Yes.
Some of them work, some of them don't. New Jersey actually is one of the better ones.
I agree.
And I tell you what, in my opinion, I think where New Jersey went wrong was when Teresa went to prison and you guys stopped production. And I know it wasn't your call.
Yeah, I wasn't on the show then. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, they gave so much power to Teresa then of making her say, this is your show. And she came back as, hey, this is my show and you're lucky to be part of it. And everything kind of the balance of the show changed.
Yes.
And then you had people that kissed her ass every episode. And that's why I can't speak for Nicole, but that's why you're my favorite, because you weren't a pushover and you pushed back. And then Melissa pushed back, which I loved. I never thought I was going to be a Melissa fan when she first came on. I became a huge Melissa fan. And the one who disappointed me, because Teresa's Teresa, is Jackie. I was like, Jackie's now going to be the person that pushed it back, but she didn't. She cowered and she went over to the other side and said, you can do whatever you want to me. And I was like, there's no balance in the show that makes it work now. It's just a straight line down the middle. And that's where you guys were stuck. And that's why that hasn't been the production part.
I agree with you. This is what it was.
It ruined a really good thing.
It did.
It ruined a really good thing.
People loved Jersey. You know what it is? It's an ensemble. At the end of the day, every housewife show is an ensemble. And I do believe this when people like, it's the Teresa show. Well, no show is good without the others. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Margaret show. It's not the Melissa show. Yep. Everybody needs each other to balance each other out, right? That's just the way it is. And it was unfortunate, when someone's ego or whoever it is gets too big, and everybody, has to have that. Jackie was a very, very big disappointment to me. Without a doubt. I found out certain things. I was a little freaked out, to be honest, because I really truthfully did love her. And I was very disappointed in her because we did have an authentic friendship. I actually had an authentic friendship with Teresa. I was honest with her off and on camera the way I felt. I am no different on camera than I am off camera. Maybe I'm a little more opinionated sometimes, quicker to the gate to say something because we're in a limited time frame, but I'm the same person. What you see is what you get. I'm, brutally honest, but I'm going to love you, love you with all my heart. I don't want anything bad for anybody. And but Jackie, she was a very big disappointment to me. I don't wish any ill on her. I've seen her in public forums recently, and but that's if you can't be authentic to yourself, who could you be real with?
Agree.
Right?
She's shady in a weird way. Like
yeah.
It's
really, really terrible. And she did things behind the scenes, even to me. She knew things were going on. I was horrified when I found out.
Oh.
So listen, it's like, who cares? Talk to Louis' ex. I didn't blame her. I don't blame her 1 second, that all that stuff was going on. But to know all those things that went on, that you had met with her before Louis even came on the show and all of those things, and they were accusing me of that. And you never said, hey, that's not Margaret. I did that. When you were my good friend, or said like, stop it, stop blaming her, because you're so afraid about yourself, and watching all of that happen and all of those terrible things, it was bad.
Yeah. She ended up just looking crazy.
Oh, I mean, it was mortifying.
I think Dolores always, she rides that good line of
she's
not
amazing.
taking sides, right? She calls it as she sees it and is accepting like you are. And, you accept people with their faults and their greats and their faults. But she always does a great job. Listen, Jersey personalities are a hit. This is why we still have, the Shore kids, right? The Jersey Shore.
Yes, of course.
And I watch it because I grew up with it. And it's like, because you guys are so unapologetically yourselves for the most part. And there's just something in the water over there that just makes great characters and personalities. And so I don't think I just don't think it's going to go away. You guys are coming back.
People want it. People want it and want to see it. And and I'm going to say it, we had unbelievable ratings. It was very funny. I was like, even in the dead of the summer on a Sunday, we had the highest ratings. I always say that, people like it for whatever. It's true. We had a great show, and it was sad the way it went. And I know we could still have a great show. I think, I was out to dinner last night, and people are like, what makes a good housewife? And, one friend was like, oh, it's the wealth. It's not. It's about people being real, people being relatable. We have Beverly Hills for, ultra wealthy. People, of course, here, everybody has to see something in themselves in a housewife, right? Or how they would react, or in their friend group. And it's the recovery of, and I think that's really what it is. They always say Jersey's about family. Well, there's a lot of different kinds of families, right? People have a husband, wife, kids, people get divorced. My relationship with my mother, my kids are much older, won't go on the show. Every families are all different. Lexi's like my sister. We all have different things. And I think that's what it is about. We show different types of families. And I think that's why people relate so well to Jersey. It's not just about having money. It's not about money. Jersey.
No, at the end of the day, money can only take you so far.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about a lot of other things.
Yeah, because the money's just the background, and it's what it's what you bring to the table.
It's just not about that. And I think we have other shows. Yes, it's nice to see a glamorous life, but it's not about that. It's much deeper. It's a study in sociology, and I think Jersey really brings that.
It does, and we miss it. I think the network is lacking, and they need you back. So
yeah, and I think there's definitely movement. There's a lot of buzz. I'm going to BravoCon. Melissa's going to BravoCon. Dolores is going to BravoCon. Our husbands are going. Teresa's going to BravoCon, and Jen Fessler's going to BravoCon. So we're all going to BravoCon.
That's fun,
which is exciting.
The thing with Teresa, and she thinks it's her show. I have to say something from an actress POV. It's to be the leading person is so much pressure, and it doesn't have longevity. So it's you don't want to be the one that carries a show. You don't want to be, it's for me, I don't want to be the lead actress of something. I don't want all that on my shoulders. I want to be part of a collaboration.
Yes.
I want all the talents to come to the table, because once you do not a great job, say you get on a project, you're the leading person and it flops, you're kind of done.
I agree. I agree. That's why I say Housewives is an ensemble cast. Without a doubt, no one is good without the other. Like
100%.
I wouldn't have a good season if if I wasn't with Dolores, Melissa, everybody, and if Teresa wasn't there or someone's not there, I need other people to be great. And Dolores needs me to be great. Everybody needs someone to be great. But one person does not make a show. They just not on a housewife ensemble. Greats have left other franchises and they've survived just fine.
That's right. I was just about to, it was just coming out of my mouth. Like I'll watch Jersey with or without Teresa. And sometimes I feel like it's better without her because she frustrates me.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir here. I get it.
Yeah. She frustrates me. I love it when people start here and they go here, but you have to the education has to come with it. Like you have to evolve, I always talk about this with like rappers and gangbangers and stuff like that. I love to see them come up, but the ones that make it are the ones who like evolve and learn and like
that's what life's about, right? It's like about change and evolving. And when you're still talking about the same old crap, I'm over it. I'm like, move on. And I think a lot of us have moved on and some of us haven't. And I think that's where the issue is on our show. But we'll see whatever Bravo really wants to do. That's really what's going to be very telling. Wherever they see the show going is what's going to tell us.
Yeah. We all need to email them. We all need to tag them.
I know.
We all need to at them and say,
we're going to see like what direction they want to take it. And they're going to be the ultimate decider. The Bravo gods are going to decide.
If I was producing on that show, I would have the cameras up right now while they're trying to decide. I think that would be really interesting content.
Yes, the background chatter. No, I agree. I mean, listen, we'll have to see. Are you? It's been. I think we're ready to go. I'd love to go back. I think, be ready to go back, but it has to be the right fit. It has to be the right fit. I'm not, I'm not going back into like at the end, it was like a dumpster fire. It was like, it's been a nice break, but going back now, I want to go back to a fun, shady, not deep craziness like that. That I cannot go back to.
Why I think your show works is because, as you said, you're authentic. We spoke to you before we even pushed record.
Yes.
And you are exactly the same person off there as you are on there. And we see so many shows where people jump in and they got to play the line where I got to be interesting enough where they bring me back. And at the same time, if I'm not interested enough, they aren't going to bring me back. But if I push too hard, now nobody will record with me. Now, with the New Jersey ones, it seemed like everything is you're living your lives, and it's fascinating. I know when the show first started, everyone, at least where I was at, I'm in San Diego, where does everyone get these houses and where's the money coming from? And there's such a mafia undertone of
I know that was the beginning of Jersey, right?
Yeah, none of it seemed to make sense. Like, how are all these people these giant houses that it seemed like no one has a high education, meaning no one's as a master's or a doctorate, and yet
shocking.
And everything was because we all knew Sopranos was out of New Jersey, and
yes,
you play the game. But then as we got to fall in love with the characters that were on the show and the personalities and even their parents, and it became great. Whereas there's so many of the other ones, and I don't know which ones you watch, but like New York has struggled. And even with the new cast, you sit there and you go, they're just making up BS stories to try and keep it moving, but there's nothing there. There's nothing authentic about the other shows compared to New Jersey. That's why yours work so well. It's a shame they haven't figured this out.
I know. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. No, New Jersey, it is special. It's fine. Listen, everybody's married to a Joe, which is hilarious. A Joe, a Frank, someone's Italian. Somehow it's very funny. Everybody, like my husband authentically works with Joe Gorga. He was like with him yesterday. It's very funny. They work with Frank. Everybody's like so intertwined. Everybody helps each other out. It's just everybody has something in construction. It's just very, very funny how everybody's doing stuff together. It's nice. It is fine. Everybody does, these houses are hysterical. I know it is kind of funny. It's like a bunch of, I'm not Italian, I'm Hungarian, but it is just funny. Everybody's married to like some kind of contractor or some kind of build or has something to do with construction or Italian, it's just like the neighborhood. But it's really true.
Yeah.
You guys hands down have the best house husbands.
Oh, without a doubt.
Its own show.
You know what? They're all perky. They're all funny. They don't feel like arguing. They're hysterical. They are. They're great guys. All the husbands get along well. Even if the wives weren't getting along, minus one person, all the husbands were amazing.
Oh, creepy one.
Yeah. And by the way, I could care,
Margaret, I gotta tell you, one of my favorite things about you is I never lived on the East Coast. I love the East Coast, but I've always been on the West Coast.
Yes.
Is the two things you say that with your accent is when you say Dolores and when you say Joe is
Really?
always gets me the way when you
I know, that's so funny.
And so those two, when you say either Joe or Dolores, I always smile because it always makes me laugh. The accent always gets me.
Oh my God. I have such an East Coast accent, and I guess I never really realized it. And my voice is like a 90-year-old Jewish woman, right? My name could be like, Roz Klein or, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm really like a Jewish grandma, even though I'm not Jewish, but my ex-husband is Jewish. I raised my kids Jewish. And I never really realized what a heavy accent I had. But it was funny. I ran into an old friend who I went to college with the other day in Bloomingdale. She goes, oh my God, my husband saw you on, Instagram. And he's like, that Margaret, I just remember her from that crazy voice. I was like, really? I always had this crazy voice, like, this accent. And I just thought that was so funny. Yeah. I have a very East Coast twang, I guess.
Well, you're born and raised in Jersey, right?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Jersey, lived in New York for quite a while, and then moved back to Jersey. But with my first husband, I moved back to New Jersey in 1991, literally a mile from this house that I live in. I lived in Tenafly. My ex-husband, Jan Josephs, little Jan, R.I.P. He died 3 years ago. But he had a heavy accent too. And I think I picked up his accent because he always lived in Jersey. And yeah, I lived in Tenafly, raised my kids there. Then I met Joe. We lived in Tenafly for a while. Then I moved to this house, which is a mile from my old house, 8 years ago. So I've been here forever.
That's so fun to move back into an old neighborhood.
I've been here, literally 1991. And that's when they say, everybody, you got the gossip. Da, da, da. I was like, yeah, well, I have lived here since 1991. I would hope so. I'm here, 30 something years.
Oh, that's great.
You should have a wallpaper line.
Thank you. We're talking about it. I love prints. I do. I am in licensing, and I got yelled at by somebody I work with the other day. They're like, you're not showing your design work. We're all about your business. You're showing your traveling. I really do spend most of my day designing with Lexi and doing products. I do want to do a wallpaper line. You're absolutely right. And I've been in discussion about that. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, because I love a wallpaper. It's just
love wallpaper.
Yeah, it's just so daunting. Because you have to have it professionally done. Like you can't try to attempt wallpaper by yourself.
No, don't do it yourself.
No, but they try to do those like peel and stick, affordable things. And I've thought about it, and I'm like, absolutely not. But I love wallpaper. The one behind you right now is just gorge. Yeah.
This is Tebow, this one company, Tebow. I have a lot of them in the house. No, I love wallpaper. And it's funny, I'm having more wallpaper because I've part of my second floor and third floor isn't done. Shocker. But I'm kind of happy that I waited because I've changed some ideas that I want to do. And, but I told Joe, he wants all the kids home for Thanksgiving. I said, well, guess what? My guest rooms don't look amazing. I said, everything has to be done by Thanksgiving. I had a rage the other day. He's like, right. So we had people come in the other day. I have the same wallpaper guy from my old house, this guy, Don Ruglio, who has shit talked me for years, but he loves me so much because I make him crazy. So he came in and I'm doing a lot more wallpaper. So yeah, I would love to have a wallpaper line. I just love print. It makes me happy. I can't live in basic bitch.
No, I always think I like the stark, the white, the clean, the minimalist. And then it's but when you live in it, you'd be so bored so quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't reflect my personality. I like to be in it, for a little while, but then I'm just like, I need layers. I need to feel like I'm in a sexy hotel or, this is my office. But when I'm in my living room, there's a lot of color going on. I love it. It's very sexy, sumptuous. I always say to Joe, I go, Joe, don't you love this room? Don't you love this hotel-y feel? Don't you love this house? He goes, no, I want to light a match to it. He goes, it's so it's so old and so much work. I was like, don't say that.
That's classic. That sounds like a classic Joe.
Oh my God. He's like, I would build you a new house that looks old. I'm like, no, we need something with a soul.
Yeah, you need character. You need those old bones. Yeah, I
I
agree.
love it. I said, would I turn you in? I'm going to be 70. I like everything old. My house, my men. I'm like, come on.
Same. Oh, same. Oh my God, I relate to
Yeah.
that on so
Love
many
you.
levels. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Old has flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, it has
Come on.
history and stories.
We don't
Uh,
turn you in.
so you do have a company, Macbeth, right?
Yes, yes. It's
in
Macbeth Collection is what I started. That's like the head brand name. But I started doing prints and patterns and had that a brand, and I was in licensing since 2009. So we did, we sold the mass stores. I was a high-end line that I sold. I was on the O list like 6 times. We did all decorative storage, which was unbelievable. I did great for many, many years. That started in 1999, believe it or not. And but in 2009, we started licensing. I had a very extensive product line, from everything from like closet storage to a clothing line, to pet accessories, to tech accessories. We were the first female tech line, like, iPhone cases and little headphones in 2011 in Walmart. I had a huge, huge company. I was a lot richer before I started Housewives, just saying. And it was
that's something I love about you too, because we know, and it's excuse me, it's obvious that you have so much going on.
Yeah, I had a lot and then I had a very bad lawsuit. One of my licensees got me in a very bad lawsuit, did something very naughty and didn't have the right insurance. And I was sued. And I was, liable, not for everything, but I was sued for like $10 million by Vineyard Vines. I didn't like to say it. It was really bad. And, I was in a bad way. So they were like, you got to get yourself on TV. You got to do something. You got to, and
Yeah.
I literally was like going to be broke. It was terrible. And Housewives came back to me and I went on Housewives and it worked out perfectly for me. Some of my licenses fell off. I was focusing on Housewives. Then COVID hit and some companies went out of business. So I still have some great product lines. I've my other company called Candy Couture. I have a great beauty tools. I'll send you some, and Dave, you could give to a wife and the ladies in your line. That's a Walmart. Great, all affordable beauty tools, great quality that I've been doing forever. So I do that still. I have, reading glasses and things like that. And TJ Maxx and Burlington, you want to sell the masses. I hate to say it. You really do. I want everything affordable that people could buy. And fun, and that looks great. So we have all of that, but I had let it fall off a little, which isn't right. I haven't designed as much. So now I'm starting to do it again because I got caught up in my housewife life and this and that. And I did that. But I also created with Lexi, because I told you guys I don't drink alcohol, a company called Soiree, which is a mocktail line, which is like right behind me over there. We'll grab one. And because I was like, I'm a party girl and I don't drink. And everybody, listen, housewives are known to cocktail it up. And everyone's like, Marge, why don't you drink? You had a drinking problem. You did this, you did that. I go, no, I really didn't. My mother drank too much growing up and it turned me off. It freaked me out. So, and then when I did try a drink, I got a migraine. So Lexi and I came out with Soiree, and you could spike it if you want. And we've been trying to get that off the ground with some hiccups, but now it's starting to move a little. And so I've been focusing on that. I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, you are. And it shows.
I really am. I'm really.
Yeah, like you are the fun, smart. Yeah, you bring all of that energy.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? But I enjoy it.
Yeah, you throw darts till one.
Yes. And I love it. I don't, a lot of my girlfriends, which God love them. I love them. They're playing canasta. I said, if you're not playing for a lot of money, they call me up. Oh, so-and-so. She's not good at canasta. She screwed up the card. She didn't count right. I go, if it's not high stakes, if you're not winning like $1,000 a day, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I was like, it's hysterical. That's not me.
No, I love that. I love that so much. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us.
Thanks, Nicole and Dave. This was fantastic. I so enjoyed this.
I love how
Really
open
enjoyed
you are. She's so open and honest, right? Like it's
Oh,
so we were talking about this on our last episode. It's like when you talk about like the money struggles and failures, when you talk about it, because we were talking about Salt Lake City and you're open about it, it's admirable. When you try to hide it and cover it up, you look crazy and shady AF.
exactly. Everybody has it. Everybody has the money struggles. I don't care how much money you have lawsuits, you have, you fall down, you pick yourself up. I've seen it happen. You got to be honest, because then people relate to it. You can't cover up. Everybody's not having a win. It's crazy.
And it's just money and it's just business. It's not like it's not like it doesn't affect who you are as a person.
No.
It shows that you're like taking chances and you're throwing ideas out there, and everybody fails. Everybody fails.
Everybody does.
You can't have everything is not a success.
No, not at
It's
all.
about trying, right? It's about like attempting and having the balls
Exactly.
to like,
I know. I'm
try.
glad Whitney said that she
Yeah.
I know. And I was like, listen, she's being honest, and don't kick the girl when she's down.
Exactly.
That's right. And then you have Lisa who's like, no, you guys are lying. Blah, blah, blah.
That was disappointing.
Crazy.
That was disappointing.
Yeah. Weird.
Man, I tell you what, Margaret, what's funny about you is I'm married to an Italian. I was raised in a Jewish family. You seem like a perfect mix of both, even though you're neither.
Thank you.
And Nicole's the one who's obviously been in entertainment since she was 5. You should have been either an actress or a stand-up comedian because
thank you.
Your brain moves extremely fast.
Oh, you are so sweet. But, I love my Jewish men. My boys, my sons are all, I was married to a Jewish guy. I'm celebrating Yom Kippur, going to my friend's house. I do every Jewish holiday, and I love my Italians. But I'm trying to get a few small acting roles. I am trying.
Good.
I'm like a good character. I could be like an evil, aunt or something.
Yeah, I like that. But I like you being you. Like I like,
I like my character's evil sometimes. Charm in the heart.
It's not interesting if there's no evil.
Yes. Well, I love this so much. And I want to get your addresses after this.
Oh,
yes.
Fantastic.
If we can email them over or whatever, I want to send you guys some stuff.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Great.
You're the best.
Thank
You're the best. And I can't wait to see you back on my television.
Yes. Nicole, wait, you're in LA.
Yes.
I'll be back out in LA. I'll be back out in LA soon.
Okay, I'm going to send you my number.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I would love to get together.
Yes.
I'm going to come back out for my stem cells. I got to have my nose checked, all my nonsense. And then we can make Dave drive up.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Okay. Fabulous. Thank you again so much. Let me know when this is coming out.
Monday.
Monday. All right. Good. I'll post. I'll get it out there.
Yeah. I'll send you all the stuff.
Thank you so much.
Take care, Margaret.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome. A lot of energy, and she's good. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm always amazed with the way I look at it, Nicole, and this isn't a pat on the back to me or to you, is I always talk about how bright I always think you are. And that's not just saying that because I work with you and I've known you for a long time, but there are a lot of people you talk to on a daily basis where you're like, man, their brain moves slow. And they're boring, right? When your brain moves as fast as your brain, if you're around someone who can't keep up with you, they become boring to you and you don't look forward to spending time with them. Being in entertainment that I've been in for the last 30 years, it's the same thing. And so when you get someone like her that not only can keep up, but is also keeps things moving, she's entertaining as can be. I mean, she should be on TV. They got to bring New Jersey back. She needs to be a major part of it. She's money, and she's not scared of the bully on the show, which makes her great.
I know. And she comes with a package because she's got great style.
Yes.
Like I just love her style. Always have. She's a risk taker. She's all of it, right?
Yeah, that did not disappoint at all. That was
it was exciting.
That was really
so
cool.
Exciting.
Yeah, that's it. Oh man, that was neat. I had a good time today. That was fun.
So fun. Now let's go Dodgers.
Yes.
Kick some butt.
I love that you're in. Yes.
Yeah, we'll hopefully be talking about Dodgers again next week.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and see you next week.